finally, another Ghost Recon Breakpoint video, and I say finally because we are testing assault rifles. We're going to do range testing and damage testing. Now, I have to split this up into two parts because there's so many assault rifles, and I also want to note that we will not be testing two battle crate assault rifles. I had them in my head, what their names were. There's the AK-74 Assault and the M4A1 Tactical. Now, the M4A1 Tactical, we know, could serve well in a DMR role, and that's kind of what we're testing here, assault rifles serving in a DMR role. This one's got, it's fantastic from everything I've seen, but I'm not quite there yet to get it. I actually still haven't gotten the 416 Shorty yet, but I will soon. Yeah, I will have that one for part 2 tomorrow, so no worries there. We will test that, even though odds are it won't serve well as a DMR. I still want to include it because I can. So let's get started with the range testing first. Once the train goes by, we're shooting at 300 meters. All these assault rifles I have equipped with basically the best optics, the best side rail, and if they have a under rail attachment that does not have a negative, then I will put it on. Otherwise, I left it off. In many cases, you're probably going to be using like a grenade launcher or something like that. A freaking drone. Damn it. I don't feel like trying to take it out right now. But, so, we're starting with the SC-20K. And this one's interesting because it can equip a long-range optic, like a real long-range optic. You can equip the RU long-range FOV sight. And I did use it to clear a base. That's why it's actually maxed out. And that's something else to note. I do have most of these. I have a few upgraded to Mark III, some to Mark II, and others to Mark I. I just didn't have enough parts. So, anyways, let's get started with the range testing here. This is the SC-20K at 300 meters. Now, like my sniper rifle and DMR tests, this does not have a, let's do this, here we go. There we go. Now, the upgrades do not make a huge impact in things like range, so we're not too worried about it. Now, next we are doing the 416. Which has the digital scope, which is going to make this a little harder. Okay, there we go. Actually, I'm going to shoot this here, because that's a much clearer shot. There we go. Okay. I forgot to switch that to single shot, so it's a good thing that one shot went through fine. Next, we are testing the AK-47. This one's interesting, or not this one. There's, so far in this first batch, only one of them can equip the TA-31H. Well, we'll know to use the bottom one. I keep forgetting to switch these to single shot. Okay, so good. Oh, crap. There we go. Alright. Okay, next is the 553 here. Oh, we're going to switch this to single shot before I forget. Here we go. Okay, there's that one. Now we're doing the G36C. There's that shot right there. And of course, after these, while I'm getting damage tests ready, I will have a graphic up that will show all the hits. Here, so next we're doing the, oh yeah, the Mark 17. The weapon that has served as a DMR in real life that can sadly only equip the digital scope. Now, once they get frickin' the variable zooms fixed on some of these scopes, we can actually hopefully use these a little better in DMR roles. Okay, that's pretty good. Right there. Now, AK-12. This is the one. And equip the TA-3H. Oop. That's alright. We can still see the shots and no big deal there. So, there we go. Yeah, that's not bad. So the bottom one is the right one. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. I don't want to move right now. Because we got one left. We gotta test the A2 here. And we're gonna go ahead and go over here, back over to the left side. Just because we're running out of room. Oh, first. There we go. Okay. And there's the A2. Not too bad there. Alright, so. We've got this. And now, while I'm switching away to go do damage tests. Oh, that's a fun little bug. I'll leave that in before I do my damage test. Now we will have the graphic up showing the actual bullet drops. It should match up with your range stat, but it's always nice to have a visual comparing them all. Especially if you don't have them to truly look at and the like. So yeah. Alright, and we're back. We had to restart the damage testing for two reasons. One, my sound decided to quit in game, except for when I got shot. Those are the only sounds I could hear. And two, I wasn't keeping track of the actual damage. Number of rounds expended very well, so I'm redoing these. But alright, so we're starting out with the SC20K. This is a damage test, same as the DMRs, with suppressor on. There's 1 mag. Switch single for this. Okay, yeah, we're right. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Alright, so we're good. Just confirmed that I did not screw up. So, 3 mags plus 4 rounds for the SC 20K. Now, one I'm really wanting to confirm is my G36C, because as you know from the DMR testing, that one has a DMR variant, the G36C Scout, and it looks like the regular G36C does more damage than the Scout. I thought, well, maybe it's a gear score thing, and it could be, because I decided before I restarted my damage testing, I would try out my G28 again. And instead of taking 15 shots, it only took 14. Now, this could just be because, for whatever reason, this G36, or G28, I've got does a hair more damage. Or actually, it took, it took 28 instead of 29 shots. I misspoke. But, yeah, so these damage tests are going to be a little variable. That's why we're using the suppressor. Just know that it's within a few rounds accuracy. Now, so, alright, let's switch to the 416, which is next. This took 3 mags plus 22 rounds. One down. That's 3 mags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Good. Also, I reached max level here today. I'm pretty proud of that. I just got to get my gear score up. My gear score's at 190. And soft cap is 250. I think I can get like 251, 252, but that's about it. Okay, next we're testing the AK-47. Actually, we're going to go ahead and switch to full auto of this. It's 2 mags down. 3 mags down. I have a bad habit of reloading and then interrupting my reloading. In case you didn't notice that. Yep, so. Alright, we're almost caught up to where I was. These tests. Next we're testing the 553. Also want to know when I got these, I made sure to not get any with any range boosting stats. So if you're wondering about that during the range testing, none of these have range boosting. Okay, this is the 533 or 553. Which, spoilers, it does the same damage as the 416. Mags. Three mags. Okay, now we're switching to single. Just close enough for those guys to wonder what's going on. Hopefully they don't interrupt. Anyways, that was the 553. 3 mags, 22 rounds. Next we've got the G36C, which, as I said, this is one we really want to watch for to see how it compares to the DMR variant of the G36, the G36C Scout. Get in the vehicle. And if that bugs you like it bugs me, I'm pulling it forward just a little bit, so hopefully I don't get another explosion alert notice. Anyways, let's start the testing. Now this one here only supports burst fire and full auto, so we'll really have to watch when we get down to the tail end there. One mag down. Two mags down. Three mags down. Okay, now I'm going to actually take my shots here. Four mags down. Alright, good. Okay. Yep. 4 mags and 23 shots. Now you may have noticed it seemed like I was doing some double shots there when I actually wasn't. It's just another breakpoint bug here. If you I was watching my ammo counter instead of actually listening to the shots. So now we're doing the Mark 17. I haven't actually gone through this one yet. So I'm really excited because you know how I love the Mark 17. I swore by it early game before I got the G28 as my DMR. Let's go ahead and switch to it. So it's kind of, let's see here. Well, we'll talk about that afterwards. Mark 17 now. Oh. Yeah, you know how long this video is taking. Now you see why I'm doing it in 2 parts. This will be up here Saturday, November 2nd. Probably in the afternoon. And then tomorrow I will do the second half. So, alright, let's switch this to single shot. It's 1 mag down. Two mags down. Well, this is interesting. So it does the same damage as the SC-20K and the AK-47. It looks like so far we've got 2 different classes of damage range. 3, I take that back. You know, just over 3 mags, almost 4 mags, almost 5 mags to take out the vehicle. So that's kind of, it's not unlike what we saw with the DMRs. Okay, so we're doing the AK-12 next. Down. Oh crap, I'm checking the damn wrong rifle. That's what I get for paying attention there. Alright, so I'm going to make sure we've got the right one selected and get another vehicle. I apologize for that, guys. But you know, we all make mistakes. Even me, besides rushing my shots. once we finish these damage tests, we're going to kind of talk about them and compare them to each other and their stats. And we'll also talk about, their roles and whether you can reliably use one of these. Let me double check. AK-12, yeah, as a DMR. So let's start with, let's go ahead and do full auto. It's 2 mags down. Three mags down. We'll switch to, nope, we can't do single here. It's 4 mags. This is probably going to be close to the G36C. Yep. It's 4 mags and 23 rounds. Okay, we've got one last to test in this batch of assault rifles, and we're going to test the A2, which, as I would like to note, was the hardest assault rifle blueprint for me to get, because it was in a high gear school wolf base with lots of drones. And we're going to make sure that we select the A2 this time, since this is the last one. There we go. Got someone checking everything out. He's probably wondering what the hell happened here. Alright. Now this is the A2 we're testing. I'm going to switch to full auto for the first couple mags at least. Okay, that's interesting. That was 3 mags plus 26 rounds. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about this. Now, this A2 has 26 damage, and we're going to compare it to something here. Let's do the 416. Yeah, 416, which is right here. 416 has slightly higher damage, 1 higher, so it actually performed a little better. That's because I have the 416 upgraded a little higher than I do the A2. So then if we compare this to the 553 as well, that one should, yeah, 27, so that's good. And then compared to the, let's see, 416, 553, okay, so the A2 416, and 553 are all in, let's just call them Class 2 for damage. Okay? Now the SC-20K, the AK-47, and the Mark 17 are all in Class 1 because they do the most amount of damage. So, let's see the AK-47, that's right. And they all have the same damage stat. So in this case, in the assault rifle's case, damage stat does not lie. The damage stat is reasonably accurate for in comparing to assault rifles. Now, if we look at the G36 and AK-12, which are Class 3, they have the same damage and it's lower. So, interesting. Okay, so in this case, the damage stat is actually useful when comparing damage between assault rifles. Now, let's go to my blueprints here and look at my DMRs and look at the G36 Scout. That has 22 damage, which is within Class 3 spec here. Now, that took 2, 3, 4, 17, 4 mags and 17 rounds. So it actually does just a hair more damage, which might line up considering I have it marked to. Let's look at the G36 real quick. Okay. 21, yeah, 22 versus 21, so that's about right then. That's pretty comparable. So that's interesting to note that assault rifle damages do not lie. Now, the big question is, could any of these serve the role of a DMR? Yes and no. If you're looking to take enemies out with just a few body shots, like with the G28, you're going to have a bad time, because these take at least 3 times the rounds that the G28 does. Even the best one takes at least 3 times the rounds to take out a vehicle. So that means it's approximately going to be 3 times the shots. If you take 3 body shots, it's going to take you 9 body shots. Now granted, if you're shooting on full auto, it's not a problem. But you're going to be using more rounds. Now, if you're doing single shot, you might be okay. But then you have the problem of, what range do you use it in? You saw the 300 meter test with the optics we have available right now without variable zoom. It's going to be harder to get a bead on headshot. Especially in the case of the digital scope, it's just not practical. Now the SC-20K, on the other hand, which is in the Class 1 damage rating, does have a nice zoom optic. So you could practically use it as a DMR. Now, the sucky part about the SC-20K is you can't equip a grenade launcher. So, if you were hoping to utilize an assault rifle as a DMR and also carry an SMG, once again, you're going to have a bad time, especially if you're playing a Panther class. You're still better off carrying a DMR like the G28. That's pretty much the king in the DMR role for versatility. Now, we still have more to test. Another one of my favorites is the AUG. Now, one problem we'll have is testing the M4A1 Assault because it can't equip a suppressor. So, I don't know how serious we'll take that one. But, in fact, let's just take a look at its damage classification real quick. It's 32, which compares to SC20K. We're going to say odds are that's going to be in the same damage classification. And what we'll do is we'll compare these, both the SC20K and that one, without suppressors, just so we can get a good feel for is there actually an appreciable damage difference. But all that will be in part 2 of the assault rifles comparison. And I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. Don't forget to like my videos, subscribe, comment, and let me know what else you want to see. As I noted, once I hit max gear score, I plan to do individualized reviews of sniper rifles, DMRs, and the best assault rifles. The best assault rifles, in my opinion, I should say. This is very much an opinion thing, and once again, we come to what is the best assault rifle. It all depends on your preferences. If you are the king of headshots and whatnot, there's some good options out there. Obviously, if you're a fan of high range optics, the SC20K does pretty well, and it's high damage. It's in the classification 1 damage area, which means it does the most out of all the assault rifles I've tested. So, alright, ghosts, that's all I got for part 1. I'm gonna take a break. And tomorrow we'll have part 2, which compares another 8 assault rifles. And so don't forget to check out my website, classicwfl.com. Check out my art, my music, my photography, my slightly offensive t-shirts. Help support indie content creators like me. I really appreciate it. So, catch you later, ghosts. Maybe I'll see you in air.